have you ever been married before or no?
Mm-mm.
Did you ever get close to getting married?
Mm-hmm.
What? So
this is getting a little personal.
But I'm gonna ask a different, and I'm gonna ask you.
And by the way, again, I think this is sexist. Oh, the Christie point, when I was for Christie, yeah they'd all say, oh, chubby chaser. I didn't even know what that meant. It's like girls who like fat guys to have sex with. No, this isn't a sexual thing. I want a wall. My social life is fine.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Okay, things getting personal. Patrick Bet-David with Ann Coulter, of course, and things are getting a little bit detailed, let's just say. This will be a clip you'll enjoy. Don't go anywhere. Let's get it started. Ann Coulter stopped by the studio for PBD, the PBD podcast. Let's go.
But the part I'm asking is, when you're saying this is getting kind of personal, it's a question. You don't have to answer it. You can simply say, I don't want to talk about it. I'm totally okay with that. No, I feel certain people are very hard to please.
I'm not hard to please.
Well, let me make my point. So, for example, I've had relationships
this is
where
the craziest thing I've ever heard. He runs on building a wall.
Yeah.
4 years he doesn't build a wall.
No, it's fine.
Oh, you demand everything.
No, but I would
can't please this woman. Are you mad?
No, I'm not. I'm not mad. I'm just watching you.
Listen to his question.
So for me, I feel like there are certain people that you have to be very careful, because they're either super gung-ho about you, and like I've dated girls where relationship was unfreaking believably high peak. The peak was so high, it doesn't make any sense, right, on how high the peak was. Like, this is going to be freaking insane. But, dude, talk about the low. The low was painful. You needed 15 therapists and friends and sponsored by tequila and vodka and whiskey to be able to tolerate the shitty low you would go through with this girl. And I'm like, I can't tolerate this shit. And I've been around the block. I'm like you when you were talking about, first I wanted this girl, then wow. So, I wasn't the innocent one. Eventually, I'm like, dude, I'm shutting it down. This is it. I want to build a family. I want to have a different kind of a life. And I never thought I was going to get married. I thought I was going to stay single for the rest of my life, because no one was going to make me happy. And then I sat there and I said, is it going to be 100% of everything across the board, and then that's it? Is it going to be like, they have to give me, that's it? And then I'm not going to look at all the other stuff? You're clinging on one thing that I'm also not happy about. I wanted the border. I'm also not happy about that. By the way, a lot of the things he ran on, he should have done all of that stuff. He has to answer that question. A person like you has to give that question to a moderator in the presidential election that's coming up. Someone has to pose that question. I want to know what his answer is going to be. I'd like to see some other people that are his friends ask questions like that, A. Hannity and others, to actually ask those questions, because I want to know. But at the same time, I don't know if any presidential candidate is going to be able to please Ann Coulter for 8 years. I don't think that's possible, because I think that person is going to have to do everything you want them to do to win your favor, and it is so attractive to get your support, because during the election there were certain people that are superstars that played a role of Trump winning in 2016. I think you're one of them. I think Kellyanne Conway was one of them.
She didn't support him until 2 months before the election. She was Cruz.
But I thought she played her role in those 2 months.
Patrick Bet-David went a really roundabout way to just say that Ann Coulter has what we call a purity test, that is this thing where people on the left and the right, they look at it and they say, if you don't agree with me on this one topic, then it's over. I denounce you. I can't vote for you. I'm going to really speak out against you. He went a roundabout way, and he was trying to say that he was the difficult one in the relationship. I think it took a little long for him to get to that spot, but Ann Coulter was a good sport and let him get there, because obviously Patrick Bet-David didn't mean anything harmful or disrespectful to Ann. He doesn't have people come on his show as a guest and be disrespectful to them. But it was awkward for a second. But what do you think about that? If you say, I voted for you to build a wall, and you didn't build a wall, is that it? No, I don't think that should be it for Donald Trump, because he did other things. Building the wall wasn't all 100% in his purview. He couldn't just do an executive order to build a wall. He couldn't do that. But he could do the stay in Mexico policy. That's under the purview of the executive branch. So let's take it back and see what Ann Coulter has to say.
I think she crushed it
She
when she
didn't
was.
show up and defend him for Access Hollywood. Ann did.
I understand. Again, I'm not putting you guys against each other on who's more than the other one. Your method of going out there and going after the enemy, you're fearless. You scare the crap out of the enemy. You're not a person that people sit there and like. You make people on the other side shake.
Yep.
Okay, so you played a role. She played a role. Other people played a role. Okay, but then we come to now. You're clinging on one thing. Okay.
It's more than one thing.
Then unpack it if you're saying it's more than one thing. If you're saying it's more than just a border, what
Okay,
else
a couple things. The reason I mentioned Kellyanne isn't, and don't pull this, Seinfeld, catfight, isn't to say, no, I was for Trump a few weeks after he announced. And what I have noticed.
You were the first to make it clear. Everybody knows that.
And did you guys know this guy in 2015? Because I want confirmation on this point.
Adam, you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
You're going to answer this.
No, Tom did, yeah.
A lot of us who supported, every single person I know who supported Trump in 2015, and everyone hated us for it. But a lot of my friends did. I mean, after LA, you see what the problem is before a lot of the rest of the country. I don't know one person who supported Donald Trump in 2015 who supports him now, who isn't betrayed. The people who support him now are the Johnny-come-latelys who absolutely opposed him. They were for Cruz, they were for Rubio, they didn't care about anything that Trump was running on. And then, oh, screw it, he's the nominee. Let's see if we can get tax cuts out of him. They think it's magic that he won because they never understood why he won, because they never understand, and it's not just one issue. It's whether our country continues to exist is the issue. And as for your ex-girlfriends, you needed therapy and tequila, and low was low, and it would go on and on. Now I understand
That
why
was
you're.
sarcasm.
Now
It was
I
a bit
know
of a
understand why you're
humor
willing to
and-
put up with Donald Trump,
Yeah, no.
because I hit that and I'm out the door.
Yeah, that sounds good when you're saying that. It's a good one-liner on what you're saying. but you
No.
still sound-
We're gonna have to stop that. Ann Coulter is not one to mess with. She has bars for you. Patrick Bet David's like, hold up. I was just joking. No, bro, you weren't joking. You're trying to smooth it over. Now, Ann Coulter came for you, but where's she lying here? What she's bringing up is there are a lot of people who were loyal to Donald Trump, who understood the Trump phenomenon before a lot of other people did. If you came around and you finally found the light, great. But there's a lot of people who were there that could be choices to pick for your cabinet, or to pick to be a part of your team, or for you to just retweet or shout out at Truth Social about. And what she's saying is Trump surrounded himself with J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio. These are all never Trumper type dudes. Everyone around him is a damn near a never Trumper. Susie Wiles is a former never Trumper, never liked him. Chris LaCivita, never Trumper. These are the people running the campaign inside. But you don't even need to do that. Look outside of the campaign and who he's rocking and rolling with. Lindsey Graham was a two-face never Trumper. All these people. He shouted out Mike Pompeo, who obviously was in the first administration but was an anti-Trumper. It's insane. It's like he's just going around looking for the anti-Trumpers. And I think you need to start with the people who were always down and understood who you were about. Let's go back and see if Patrick Bet David can save himself from this hole that Ann Coulter's trying to put him under.
Bitter and frustrated. Look what happened with a guy named
That
Trevor
is just
Bauer.
an insult.
It is. You could
You're not getting me. This is like being called a racist all day.
No, it's not. I'm not.
That's not an argument. I keep making arguments, and you keep saying you sound bitter. You got to come up with something other than you sound bitter.
Well, you do, though. You do. So do you know what happened with Trevor Bauer? Do you know this guy named Trevor Bauer? Okay. So, Tom, did you see what happened with Trevor Bauer yesterday with the story?
Yep.
Wait a
that-
second. I didn't get an answer. Did he support Trump in 2015?
Well,
2015, not 2016.
Whether it's him or him, I will say this. You said something actually very shocking that we should address. You're saying you don't know one person who supported Trump in 2015, 2016 that is still with him today.
I'm in my circle, yeah.
That's
a whole different
That's a big
circle.
circle.
Yeah.
How big is your circle?
What difference does it make? What are you going to say?
just-
Ann has a big circle. It's not a small circle.
Yeah.
She's got contacts from everywhere.
Nobody's denying that.
Bannon wasn't.
We know who Ann Coulter is. Okay, so let's say it's a couple hundred. Let's say it's a couple thousand. Let's say it's 10,000.
Okay, even publicly, I can't think of anyone.
I know
Go back.
so many people that were with him in 2016 that are unanimously still with him today. And
No,
don't
no, no,
believe
no.
me.
15.
Don't believe me?
I said
Look at
2015.
15, 16, what's the difference?
It's a huge difference.
What do you mean? When he was
We supported him for the issues and what he was saying. You
I'm
guys
saying
wanted
that-
Jeb.
I'm saying the
You would have
peop-
been perfectly happy with Jeb.
I'm saying the people
And he governed like
that
Jeb.
voted for him.
No,
people that
that's
voted
not
for
what
him.
I. Do you understand what I said?
I
There's a reason that I'm saying 2015 and not 2016.
You're saying that the-
Obviously, people who supported him in 2016. Who else would it be? The people who voted
Okay.
against him in
you're saying-
2016.
No, what you're asking about is in 2015 when he declared, and we still had Cruz, Jeb, Rubio, and a cast of thousands,
All of them.
right? And some of them hadn't even fully declared yet, right? The
All
gold
through
rush happened.
2015.
Before we hear Ann Coulter take on all these people at the same time on their show turf, Patrick Bet-David, just go ahead and comment for me and let me know, is it just me or is she just slaying them right now?
Fox 100% against him. Murdoch against him.
Right,
Wall
so you're
Street Journal
saying-
against him.
Did you support him when he declared in 2015 and where you had this slate? And to your point about name recognition, everybody thought that Jeb was going to roll. And at Thanksgiving,
140 million, they won.
Yep.
Yep. At Thanksgiving 2015, all the money in the PACs was behind Jeb. Pledge, not donated, but pledge. He had it all. So you're saying, were you behind Trump 2015? I'll say I wasn't. I was beginning of 16. Soon as I saw him picking people off, soon as I saw what he was able to do, I said, that cat's is going to keep picking these people off. And so,
Well, could I say
so
one thing, though?
I was early 16, but I see what you mean. It's like,
Again, this isn't to diss anybody who wasn't. There's not a lot of people that were Ann Coulters who were there in 2015 and thought he was for real. A lot of people didn't think Trump was running for real. And obviously, Project Bet-David didn't answer. So PBD wasn't a Trump supporter at that time. Otherwise, he would have spoke up very quickly. I was not. I was not a Trump supporter at that time. I wasn't anti-Trump at all. But I didn't get Trump until right before the election. I'm like, this momentum's for real. The moment for me, you tell me when the moment was that you were locked in on Trump, either against him or for him. I was locked in after the Access Hollywood tape came out, and he still survived it. And then he brought out the former, let's just say, lady friends of Bill Clinton in the audience. I was like, this is, and that was led by Steve Bannon. That was when I was like, this is for real. He's not giving up. Any other politician under any other election in any other year, if the Access Hollywood tape had came out talking about grabbing him, they would have been done. It would have been a wrap. Not for Trump. They tried to arraign him. Technically, he wasn't arrested. Arraign him 4 times, mugshot, still can't get him. Ear clipped, everything, still can't get him. This is a different cat.
when he declared, were you with him and saying, this is my guy? Or
Not just June 15th. I'm giving you 6 months to come around. He kept talking about immigration. And I would add that you think he's a good debater because, and I looked this up and wrote about this recently on Substack too. It's easy to forget because he did kind of change the whole campaign, sort of changed the landscape. Republicans are afraid to say some of the stuff they used to say. Everyone on that debate stage with him was open borders. And they were all attacking him when he came out for the Muslim ban. Paul Ryan, the rest of them, that's not who we are. So he was being attacked specifically the same way DeSantis does the right thing on COVID, and he's being attacked, and he stands strong. Trump was standing strong. All the rest of them were attacking him. That's the 215 landscape for you. Those of you who didn't support him in 2015 don't give a crap about immigration. You want a tax cut. So congratulations, you got your tax cuts. But those of us who supported him for the issues he ran on that set him apart from every other candidate say he failed.
You're talking.
Take a look at the video right below. You will be able to see more videos of after show carnage where you see people like Ann Coulter just set the scene ablaze just via words. Much respect to her. She held her ground. She can argue her point. She is a fire starter, firebrand. And what I really like about Ann Coulter and Patrick Bet-David is they can both agree to disagree. They can have it's not even heated, but a good debate, a good discussion, and doesn't get out of control or out of hand. It's not like some childish thing. Check out the video below to stay on for some more after show carnage. Appreciate you.